What's up, y'all? This is the 513 episode of AEW Rampage Fire Man to Trash. Let's hit that intro. What's up, y'all? We going back to back. Just recorded the episode of Fire Man to Trash for SmackDown, and we jumping right into AEW Rampage. Let's get to it. The night kicked off with a match between the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass versus the Butcher, the Blade, and Kip Sabian. The winner of this match was the Acclaimed, and I thought the match was mid. I'm going to be honest. If I had to give my reason for this match even being mid, it would be like 90% the Acclaimed involved. The freestyle that they did on the way to the ring, Max Caster, that was fire. Dissed the hell out of Vince's nose, said that the bunny was gonna screw the Joe Louis statue. Max Caster is awesome. I feel like this match has happened 1,000 times. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the Acclaimed has literally fought the Butcher and the Blade 1,000 times. The Acclaimed somehow went from being the tag team champions to forgotten at the bottom of the card for AEW booking 101. That's all I can say. AEW booking 101. I just don't get it. I don't get some of AEW's decisions with how they book their stars. And make no mistake about it, the Young Bucks, at this point, I say they're legends. FTR, one of the top tag teams in the wrestling industry. The Acclaimed is a rising star. Like, honestly, I think the Acclaimed is the I don't want to say the best tag team in AEW because they're not. I think that the Acclaimed is definitely the most popular tag team in AEW. And I feel like they haven't even scratched the surface of what they can do. And I feel like AEW booking is holding them back. You got these guys as the opening act of AEW Rampage. There couldn't be a most useless spot in professional wrestling than being the opening act of AEW Rampage. Yeah, they say, one of the things they say in wrestling all the time is you either want to open the show or you want to close the show. I'm here to tell you, opening Rampage is like opening an empty box of donuts. You just don't get shit from it. Yeah, I don't know why these guys are being booked this way. The Butcher and the Blade. Let me tell you some thoughts I have about the Butcher and the Blade. I'm just going to leave Kip Sabian out of it because I think Kip Sabian, God bless him, he's a talented wrestler. As far as him and his character and the care factor of when I watch professional wrestling, watch AEW, I don't care about Kip Sabian, and I think his character is trash. The Butcher and the Blade could be so much more. I feel like on the surface, they get used like enhancement talent. But there's some depth you could tap into with that tag team just on their appearance, man. Especially the Butcher, man. Honestly, and soon I'm going to start sharing with you guys my thoughts on how I would book stuff and how I would change characters and repackage characters. That's like the main reason I started crimsonmask.com. The Butcher is a unique looking individual. First of all, I don't know why he got rid of the reverse fade, the whole Hulk Hogan thing where he's like, he needs to get that back, man. That's a part of his character. It's a lot like, I feel like his gimmick should be a lot like what Silas Young gimmick was or is in Ring of Honor, like that whole I'm the last real man alive type gimmick. Like, they have the Butcher and the Blade like on some like BDSM type stuff. But really, they should just be two beer drinking Like, and I don't know if any of these guys got, like a personal thing where they don't drink. If they do, it's called acting. They should just be two rough and rugged beer drinking bastards, man. Like the handlebar mustache, the whole reverse fade for the butcher, the blade just sitting there looking like rough and rugged, poor man's Jason Statham. Just sit there, and he just had a bunny just being there. There's a team in WWE's NXT that's actually doing a trash version of the gimmick. I feel like the Butcher and Blade should be doing with their name escapes me because if I'm not watching NXT, I don't think about them. Briggs and Jensen and Fallon Henley. AEW should be doing a version of that, but with the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny. And like they need to keep that and just be rough and rugged, man. And you could have these dudes be just like they don't gotta win matches, they just gotta hurt you. That's how the Butcher and the Blade should operate. They don't gotta win matches. They just have to hurt you. Come out with some flannels and shit. Like I'm telling you, man. And then the Butcher is the Shawn Michaels of that tag team. The Blade is the Marty Jannetty. That's just how it is. I've been telling Petey Stump for a minute, man. I think the Butcher, if you treat it the right way and do it the right way, the Butcher could be a great tag team star and a great solo star. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, AEW, you can do this. This is not rocket science. Then we had a QTV segment. It was trash. Honestly, I know some people like the QTV segments. I think they're all trash. I think they're cornball. QT Marshall's corny. Aaron Solo's corny. They're diluting Powerhouse Hobbs. They got Powerhouse Hobbs sitting on a random couch with one line on the entire show, and he's talking like Socrates. He's talking like, "Oh yes, every chapter has a new page," or some crap he said. Like, what are you doing to Hobbs, man? Like the guy shall book himself. Look at him. Look at him. He's from the streets and he's yoked up as hell. Like, why are we having Powerhouse Hobbs sit on the couch in a fake interview reading some like book talking about Socrates? Like, no, man, no. Come on, man. Get Powerhouse Hobbs away from QTV or whatever they call their group. Get him far away and get him far away fast. We got to save Powerhouse Hobbs. All right, next. We had Toni Storm versus Allison Kay. The winner was Toni Storm, and this match was mid. I don't think the match was trash. Allison Kay actually had the match won. What is trash, however, is this stable of Outcasts. Jeez Louise, man. Like, that's 3 talented women right there. And like, I can't believe that stable is so trash. You got Saraya, aka Paige, who is just personally one of my favorites. And maybe she is still getting her wind, but she hasn't even looked like the same wrestler she was when she was Paige. I know she's older. She just came back from neck surgery. Like I said, I think maybe she just needs to have some more matches, but they haven't even used her like that. Maybe that's the plan for her coming back, is for her to not wrestle as much. And if it's for the sake of her health, she shouldn't wrestle as much. But there's no excuse for why Ruby Soho isn't wrestling. Ruby Soho isn't putting on great matches. Ruby Soho, as far as I know, is healthy. She's not being booked right. Same from Toni Storm. Toni Storm, let me tell you something. And I can't tell you why, and I can't tell you the reasons why. I don't know. I'm not behind the scenes. I don't know none of that shit. What I can tell you, though, is that I've seen Toni Storm a little bit of NXT UK. I've seen her when she was in the Mae Young Classic. This is not the same Toni Storm that beat Rhea Ripley. It's just not. Like, she almost looks like, I don't know. Like, she looks like she's coming back from a neck injury. Like, I don't know why Toni Storm doesn't seem like she did well in this match. But the thing is, I've seen Toni Storm wrestle a hell of a lot better. And this isn't just this match. This is like every match I've seen her in AEW. She just doesn't seem like she's as good as she used to be. And I don't know why that is. If you see something different, if you think you see the same Toni Storm that you've always seen, put it in the comments below, because I really want some opinions on this. Like, do you guys think that Toni Storm is still wrestling at the same level that she was wrestling in a few years ago? And it's not like Toni Storm has aged. Like, she's still young as hell. Like, I don't know why she's not putting on the same level of matches. But yeah, this stable of Outcast is trashed. Then you had Kyle Fletcher from Aussie Open versus Action Andretti. This match was, if there's any match on Rampage that I came in thinking would be fire, it was this one. Because I know Kyle Fletcher can go, and Action Andretti, he's new, but I think he can go too. So this match was fire. Action Andretti, like almost everybody else in AEW, has been booked poorly after beating Chris Jericho. That should have skyrocketed his career. And now, like, I forgot he was in AEW until the match was announced. So I was like, oh, Action Andretti. Okay. He came to the ring with one of the Martin brothers, the one that's healthy. And I just felt sorry for those brothers, man. Top Flight. They got so much potential. They just keep taking turns getting hurt, man. It completely sucks, man. I hope Dante Martin gets healthy. I'm gonna be honest, like, I don't even know his brother's name. I know Dante Martin because he's usually been the healthier of the two, and he's been in more matches. I hope Dante Martin gets healthy and comes back, and these guys are actually I'm sorry, man. Shit. Put them in WWE. I know everyone's like, oh, they're gonna get booked horrible as a tag team in WWE. I just don't like, at this point, WWE's booking is garbage. AEW's booking is trash. And I'll get to that in a second. Not getting to it right now. People have complained for years, like, and I used to be one of those guys. I used to go on the internet, complain about WWE, every single thing WWE's doing. I used to cheer the heel, boo the face. I basically was an original AEW fan. Like, I gravitated towards AEW, and I'm not saying I'm gravitating away from AEW. I just watch both programs now, and because I wanted to have and speak an unbiased opinion on both shows. And I can tell you now, I'm not pro WWE or pro AEW. I'm neutral. And when WWE starts being more trash than AEW, I'll say it. But right now, AEW is being trash, specifically Rampage, and they're going to bring a new show. Allegedly, it's called Collision. They're going to bring in a new show, and I really hope they turn Rampage into AEW's adaptation of NXT. And you got guys like Action Andretti competing for the top prize of Rampage, and put a belt around them. That way, when they go to the other shows, they'll be hot. But the thing is, in the meantime, AEW still needs to figure out how to book Dynamite and his new show Collision correctly, because those shows aren't being booked correctly either. They're just being booked better than Rampage. So yeah, man, like, people talk shit about WWE. Yeah, I get it. WWE made a lot of mistakes, and they have a interfering old man that should go away and still coming in and making changes and doing stuff that he shouldn't be doing. Yeah, I get that. But at the same time, don't throw stones in the glass house, AEW, because your guy that owns your company ain't really doing shit right either, besides announcing announcements, and that's just what it is. Then we had the Hardys, Isaiah Cassidy, and the Gun segment. Okay, so the last article version of Fire Me the Trash I wrote was last week's Rampage, where they did I think it was the last episode of Rampage where they did the whole Hardy compound thing. Let me tell you something. I was watching Rampage that week, and I went to the room to do some stuff, and I just heard this sound. I heard this, and I was thinking, damn, because I have YouTube TV. I was like, damn, did it jump to like a whale program or something? I come back, it's Isaiah Cassidy moaning. Isaiah Cassidy, what the hell are you doing? Then he comes this week and he moans again. I'm like, dude, you mean to fucking tell me that between the Hardy Compound match, the firm deletion match, and now nobody has told you, Isaiah, that's cringy. Don't do that. It's cringy as hell, bro. Like, my dude is moaning. My dude said, I mean, they're probably like, oh yeah, this is edgy. No, it's not. It's dumb. It's dumb and it's cringy, and please don't do it again. That segment between the guns, and because Isaiah Cassidy did that shit again, that segment is trash. Guess what? It's trash. Don't do that shit no more, Isaiah. Don't do it no more. Isaiah, Brother Zay, whatever you want to call yourself, don't do that shit. It's not funny. It's not funny. Some people probably think it's funny. That's because they cringe as hell too. It's not funny, bro. I'm telling you. But yeah, that was trash. I really just wanted to talk about Isaiah Cassidy's moaning. The main event was the Mogul Embassy versus the Dark Order. You know, a match of horrible AEW stables. Okay, I take that back. A horrible AEW stable, the Mogul Embassy, and a stable that just shouldn't exist anymore, Dark Order. I mean, is there any doubt at this point that John Silver and the other guy with the long hair, the Winter Soldier, they're like AEW's live action adaptation of Yamcha and Krillin? Like, they don't win matches. They step up, they help people fight the big boss. They get destroyed. And then, you know, usually Goku, who I guess will be Hangman Page, comes in and like fights the big bad guy. Oh my goodness. Dark Order in it. And I like Evil Uno, though. I like Evil Uno. If there's any reason for Dark Order to exist, it's so Evil Uno could like keep coming to the ring with suits and a mask on. He's like 1,000 times. He's like 1,000 times what that hack that's at the commentary booth Excalibur should be. That hack. Evil Uno, as a matter of fact, if you want a guy with a mask on at the commentary booth, replace Excalibur with Evil Uno. Because Evil Uno is awesome and he's not a scumbag. He doesn't have shit coming back to bite him on the internet. Inappropriate shit he said and done coming to bite him on the internet. So that was this week's episode of AEW Rampage. What's my overall grade for AEW Rampage? Ooh, man. It's on a trash streak, man. Like, AEW Rampage has been trash for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. But you know what? Considering that they had 2 fire matches, a couple of mid matches, and the segments were just trash, I'm going to give this week's episode of AEW Rampage a mid. It was okay. So that's it. For 5-minute trash, AEW Rampage. I'll catch you guys for Monday Night Raw. Thank y'all for thugging it out with me. We out.